Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
60% of the time, it works every time.
That doesn't make sense.
This is Sparta!
It is the Al Travis Show, and we just absolutely love having Paulie on. Minnesota sports lifer. Folks who don't know, Paul's been my buddy for forever. And you know how you get to stay Al's buddy forever? If that's a prize. You still make me laugh out loud when you text me sometimes.
Oh, good.
So for everybody, I sent Paul a text yesterday. Hey, don't forget Al. We got the show tomorrow. And you go, what are we going to chat about? And I threw some stuff out. You know, it's all sports. Should know. And you come back with, I'm not a great French player in the Adriatic League mind.
I know.
And who in the world is? I don't know. We have to talk about it. It's a thing. So thanks for that, Paulie.
Yeah, right. The international players going off the board. I don't know. I don't follow all of. I can barely keep up with the stuff in the States.
Do this, Paulie. You're Rudy Gobert, making $100 million a year, 4-time Defensive Player of the Year, and you may not have noticed it while watching him play this year, but that's his resume. We have Naz Reid. I like him. Greatest six man. Wouldn't mind seeing him slide on up, but that's just me. We have Luka Garza, who I've been begging to get off the bench for some time or trade him. Stop putting this man on the bench. Now we go out and get some French center out of the Adriatic League. No one's heard. He's only played basketball 4 years, and we take him at the 17th pick. You don't think Gobi's got to look behind his back a little bit? What's going on?
Oh, absolutely. I would hope there's a little pressure on.
Well, did you read yesterday's? You know what the Minnesota Timberwolves did yesterday? They take the 31st pick, the first one in the second round. We traded out of that. We don't need these good guys. We'll trade out of that. We traded to the 36th person. Then when that came up, we traded to 45 because we knew we could get Rocco Zawanski, a 7-foot-tall guy no one has heard of, to come on here. They say he's a big long-term play. We have 5 centers now. Don't tell me Rudy's not a little worried.
Yeah, no, that is kind of weird. I don't know. Here, I'm, NBA is not my sweet spot. You got other people.
I got it. NBA. I got him coming up. We got to come. But I'm telling you, if you're on a team that missed going to the finals by that one series, and you have to admit you didn't have your greatest year ever, and the team stocks up people behind you that are 7'2", sorry. You got to feel a little nervous. This isn't, well, I'm just mentoring. I'm showing the ways.
Yeah. I don't know. Here's the thing that, if you think back to when Gerson Rosas was the GM for the Wolves, I know he left under the circumstances, and he, maybe he was nasty in the office and did some things, and they fired him for cause, all of that. Yeah. But he's the guy. He is the guy who picked Anthony Edwards. He's the guy who brought in all these players. It's his eye for talent that has got this roster to where it's at. The current regime on the draft, I think they made good trades. I think they put in some good parts. I think Conley and overall Gobert, these were good trades. But as far as drafting, I haven't seen it yet, right? We hope Terrence Shannon can build on what he did in the playoffs, but there hasn't been a lot to work with, so we don't know.
They sit there and talk about the news kids because you never heard of any. Well, you wouldn't believe how athletic, most athletic, and hands. They got great hands. Okay, I'm sorry. I watched the NBA. Who isn't athletic except Gobi. Who isn't athletic in the NBA and have good hands? I'm sorry. That's what you need. Minimum standard to get in.
Oh, they're reaching just like we are right now. They're like, have I seen these guys? Oh, they're very athletic. Well, of course they got picked in the top 50 in the world's, best basketball players. They better be athletic. I mean, what else are you going to say? I mean,
I was reading some story of these sports guy. He's trying to find video of these two guys. Says it doesn't exist. There just isn't video. You got to go talk to their moms and dads. Here he is in 6th grade. I got my phone out watching it. These people have not played, and here they are in the NBA. Good for them.
Yeah, I don't know. as much for all of this, the one person I really don't want them to trade. Obviously, Anthony Edwards should be untouchable. The one, don't trade Naz Reid. He's not just on the floor, and I know he struggled a little bit in the playoffs, but he's a fan favorite. He gets Target Center on fire on a regular basis when he comes in and sets the tone with the sixth man off the bench. Don't trade Naz Reid. You can trade lots of other parts, but don't do that. We have the beach towels. We have the beach towels that say Naz Reid. Don't make people put them in mothballs.
Let me ask you this, Paul. Is Minnesota okay? Because right now, if they're doing in the draft 2 projects down the road, are they telling us 2 times to the Western Finals with losses good enough for Minnesota? Or are we, with the team we have, 1 or 2 pieces away, go spend your money, go make it work? I'm looking at the exact same squad now with this year as last year as the next year, and I'm like, that's too tough a ride.
You could make that argument. You could look at I might listen.
I'm here all week.
It is kind of weird. We've got the coach of the year. The guy Finch gets the most out of the guys. So Conley's 1 year older. What's your point guard plan? You drafted all this center stuff and moving around to get guys from different countries, and none of them are a point guard. Isn't that what we need? I mean, I'm waiting to see where's the trade? How are we getting a point guard, and who are we going to give?
Look at the Pacers, right? They were the second best team. They made it all the way to 6.5 games, 6.25 of games, and they're competitive. Halliburton blows a Achilles heel. They're gone. They're not even ranked now in the top 5 teams for next year as far as ESPN's concerned. We are one of those things. Knock on wood, it doesn't happen. We're one of those away. And if you don't change anything, take any of this top 6, 7 out of our lineup, what do we got? Bupkis.
Yeah. No, you're right. And the West is it's a gauntlet. And here's the thing, the youth of OKC, I mean, just to kind of put a bow on the whole NBA thing, you thought you were going uphill this year. They're only going to get better because they've got draft picks stacked up year after year after year from here on out. Their guys are super young. They're the youngest since the 77 Blazers to win a title.
And they know what work does for them. They win when they work hard. They understand now.
This is their league until they stumble. This is their league. And good luck with that, Timberwolves. Good luck.
I know you said you want to wrap up.
Get his calls. So,
You want to wrap up the NBA. We got one more for you because you're a Twins guy, a Twin Cities guy. Timberwolves get bought.
Right.
3 days later, we're not too big a fans of that Target Center. Maybe we got to move that out of town.
It is the oldest arena in the league at this point.
Second oldest, but you're right. No, but is it that bad? Or is it just we need more money, we need 2 blocks instead of 1, and everybody's got to pony up? I went there 2 years ago. I liked it. It's fine by me.
Here's the thing that I wonder about is the reality is that, no matter who owns it, whether Taylor or Laurie or Rodriguez, they're all billionaires, and and what do you do about when they ask for money or they want improvements and they want the state or public money to jump in and help them out. Now, I think that if you want to be a big league, you got to play. So there's going to be an element of that. But where does the Alex Rodriguez, thing stand in all this? He did cheat in baseball. He did his girlfriend at the time taunted Target Field fans when the Yankees were beating us. We hold grudges here. We're petty.
Obviously, because I didn't remember that whole thing till you brought it up.
Oh yeah.
But you're right.
His girlfriend was Kate Hudson at the time, and she's waving goodbye to the Twins fans. It's like, oh, okay, Alex. Okay, this, now we're gonna be buddy. Now you want billions of dollars? I don't know. I think we need to invest in it, but I don't know that Minnesota voters are going to go for it.
Do you think downtown can handle it? And here's what I mean. These guys, it's just like everything else now. They only have 1 city block. And according to them, that's just not big enough. We need 2 so that you can have my hotel and my restaurant area and you know what I'm saying? It's like, can we just have a really nice stadium for you?
I'm not buying the 2 blocks bit because Target Center is in the right spot. You're right by Target Field. You're blocks away from First Avenue and all of the theater district. And the thing, you're blocked in by a historic building in Butler Square on one side, and the incinerator, You can't just move utilities. So I don't know that. Where else would you put it? Don't take it to the suburbs. You've got to keep stuff downtown. You need 41 dates downtown to keep people coming.
Oh, why? Because Minneapolis is more important than Blue Earth. I was going to start a little thing. Let's get them to move to Blue Earth. Come on down and watch a game. Spend some time. Real rural development. You can't get me to drive to visit you in golf. How are you going to get people to come down and watch a basketball game 40 nights a year? How is that going to happen? Hurt, my friend. That hurt bad. And you know why? Because it's true. Because it's true. All right, maybe I got to go a little closer to cities, the outside suburbs of Blue Earth. Okay, that hurt. Wow. We're going to go to break because I got to wipe the tears out of my eyes. Holy smokes, Paul. Never speak the truth like that on this program. More right after this. Okay.
Dust from gravel roads and driveways does more than make your car dirty inside and out. It gets down into your lungs, and it's bad for your health. Now there's an environmentally friendly solution for your dust problems. It's called DustLock. DustLock can control all your summer dust problems with just one application.
That was fun.
Protect your vehicle and your lungs. Learn more at dustlock.com.
You know that car sound that sounds like a cricket playing a banjo? Jay's can fix that. You know when you step on the brakes and your car sounds like a pair of tennis shoes in the dryer? Paul is the guy who specializes in that. And you know that sound that never happens when the mechanic's around? Paul took a whole course on that. If you own a car, you need to know Paul. Paul owns Jay's Auto Shop, 202 North Main Street, Blue Earth, 525-1052, 525-1052.
Amongst friends, the Al Travis Show. Nothing but talk.
We've got a Minnesota sports lifer, Paulie, on the program. Paulie, now the Minnesota Twins have the longest winning streak in the American League Central. We have won 2 in a row, so we're coming fast. Before we get there, though, what in the world happened to your Twins? 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, the Central, I think we're talking, we get, of course, the division, we could have all 3 of the what do you call them, wild cards. It was all that and then some. We right now at 39-42 would be in fourth place in every division in the American League. The Central's fallen off. It took a dive.
Yeah. No, it has. And that's, to me, this is what happens. You lose your horse. Pablo Lopez goes down, big injury, gone for 2 to 3 months. I mean, good chunk of the season. You've got other pitchers who have to step up. So when you have a little losing streak, you got a stopper, a guy who can just give you 7-8 innings. We're going to win this one, back on track. Bailey Ober, Joe Ryan, and Paddock, these guys didn't do that. They just did it. And so then we
fill me in, Paulie. Let me interrupt. Fill me into this because, okay, your best pitcher goes out. He's only pitching every fourth or fifth day, right? I mean, you can't put 10-game losing streaks on a guy who had only been in there a couple times. Or is it because it was such a loss the other guys mentally can't handle? How does that change? Every fifth game, I could see losing an extra one.
Well, yeah, it's kind of a leadership thing. It's like, not on my watch. We're not going to lose today,
Okay.
But nobody stepped up and did that. I mean, Ober would do all right and then blow up an inning. Paddock went shutout for 4 innings. In the 5th, he gave up 6. I mean, boom. You're out of luck. And our offense isn't big enough or strong enough to overcome all of that. It's interesting. You've got some teams around the league. There's I saw a stat where the Pittsburgh Pirates have 3 starters whose collective ERA is like 3.2. They're just studs, but they don't score for them. So the record in that stretch is like 8-22. You put those 3 pitchers on the Twins with a decent offense, scoring 4 or 5 runs a game, we're tied with Detroit. Yeah. We'd have won a bunch of those
where is the offense for this squad? I know Royce Lewis isn't there. Okay, he's coming back. But at one time, everybody on this lineup, people were scared of. They can hit well. Yeah. They just all stopped.
Yeah. Yeah, to me, it really hurt. The straw that stirs this offensive drink to me is Matt Wallner. He's the guy that people have been scared of, and he was in a real bad funk for a week, and we lost 6 games. But all of a sudden, he gets back on track, hits a long one last night. Twins win, it's 10-1. But if you don't have a guy there that you're afraid of, you got to kind of pitch around. That means the other guys around him get better pitching to hit. If they found a weakness in his swing and they can take care of him, then the whole lineup kind of is impacted, right?
Well, it kind of goes the same with the pitching, right? If the starter there's one starter out, you're filling with other things, so more quickly you're getting into your backups, and all of a sudden everybody's being used more when you really don't want them in there.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. That's where there is a bit of a kind of a domino effect for it. So I don't know. I hope we won the last 2 here against Seattle. Yesterday was a mental battle because of the big rain delay. So they found a way to focus and get a big win. We're at Detroit. It's not too early to be thinking about this is a big series. You want to stay in this hunt? Yeah. You want to stay in the hunt. You've got to take
are we even in this hunt? If we're not in the hunt when you're 11 and a half games out, I mean, I know there's a whole half, but if you get it to 8, right, to win the 3 games, win this series, now it's like, guess what? We just beat you guys. We're not out of this. But they could as easily as lose 3, Paulie. 14 and a half out before the All-Star,
Well, it's more about your own record because the wild card gives you some other options, right? It's not about the division. But you're 4 games under 500. If you can take care of business and win 3, now you're almost to 500. Now you can start to play with it, and now you get guys like Royce Lewis back. He's doing a rehab stint tonight in St. Paul. So, he's close. And but this is as big a series as you can have in June, I think.
Okay, let me ask you this, Paulie, and I know this hurts your feelings. Before the trade deadline, let's say we win these. If we win these 3 and you just showed you can beat the best team in baseball, maybe you're buying a little bit just to make it a little better, and I'd be okay with that. You lose all 3, and you're 14 and a half out, and okay, Wallner's coming. I don't know. I think we're sellers. You?
That would make me really sad, and that would also just take the whole season then. Would be we don't have an owner. We're not going to invest in the team. We're selling. We're going to make it cheap. But that's a problem. We have a decent pipeline of younger players, Al. They're just young. They're good, but they're young. Brooks Lee, fix your swing. Matt Wallner, get right. I mean, Jeffers, get back to some power. We'll be okay if we don't just give up on it. And I'd hate to see it because there's nothing like a Major League Stadium, in September when there's nothing at stake and you've got about 1,200 fans in there. when it's 40 degrees. No fun.
And for folks who are paying attention, that was a minute and a half of a true Minnesota Twins fan who just couldn't answer the question because it breaks his heart. Are you buying or are you selling, Paul?
Well,
I get it. You don't want to
sell. I'm saying don't sell. Don't sell. Please don't sell. But I don't know what people do when they're selling a team. Do you?
Yeah. Well, if you
bottom line,
the difference between getting 1.5 billion and 1.6, Paulie, it's everything. You can't give it back to the. Come on, really? We're going to nickel and dime this. Got to fly. See you next week, my friend. Minnesota Sports Lifer Paulie on the Al Travis Show.
Chanhassen Dinner Theaters brings you its most popular